Imagine getting paid just for sharing your thoughts on products and services you use every day. With Survey Junkie, it's that simple. Click on the link in the video description to discover how you can start earning today by taking surveys.
Euro 2024 presents a very complex security challenge encompassing a range of threats. According to a counter-extremism expert, Dr. Hans-Jacob Schindler identified terrorism, hooliganism and far-right violence as being among the red flags for police and security services. The former terror analyst for the German government told US News.co UK that ISIS and other Islamic extremist groups present a resurgent threat. Drone and lone actor attacks are also part of the matrix, he said. UEFA's competition kicks off in Germany tonight and will take place across 10 venues, with at least 500,000 England and Scotland fans expected to make the trip, with or without tickets. Current advice from the UK Foreign, Commonwealth Development Office, FCDO, states, terrorists are very likely to try to carry out attacks in Germany. These could be indiscriminate, the guidance says. A series of terror arrests have taken place in host nation Germany in the run-up to the Games, including of alleged Hamas and ISIS supporters. Behind the scenes, several hundred police and security officers, including representatives from the UK, are combining their efforts via a 24/7 control room at the International Police Cooperation Center, IPCC, in the western city of Neuss, near Dusseldorf. Dr. Schindler, senior director of the Counter-Extremism Project, CEP, said, "There is a very complex threat environment for the Euros. There are the usual threats, such as Islamist terrorism and right-wing violence, but this time they are on steroids." Since the Hamas attack on October 7, Islamist groups have been active at the extremist end of the spectrum and have made alliances with left-wing extremist groups, increasing their threat potential. In a perverse way, this puts enormous pressure on Al-Qaeda and IS, Islamic State, to do something significant to get back on the news. The attack in Moscow was the first successful attempt by IS to get back on the news since Hamas and Hezbollah dominated the coverage after October 7. IS and IS Khorasan, ISKP, cells have been arrested at an incredible rate over the last 8 months in Germany, so clearly there is a sustained effort to pull off a complex attack in the country. On top of that, there is a right-wing extremist scene which has been violent for quite a while. In America, you have a new right-wing extremist strategy named active clubs whose members are not openly political and do not wave Nazi flags, but who are being trained in street fighting. They are looking to use direct action not for political reasons, but simply to get their guys used to fighting in the streets. The Euros present an enormous opportunity for them as well. A reminder of the ever-present terror threat has been presented in the form of online posters released by unofficial pro-ISIS media groups threatening to attack Euro 2024 and Paris Olympics venues. Analyzed by the Middle East Media Research Institute, MEMRI, a non-profit media analysis organization based in Washington, D.C., one of the mocked-up images refers to lone wolves and shows an explosives-laden drone heading towards the Eiffel Tower. While police in the host cities are in charge of safety and security, the IPCC operation is aimed at integrating international personnel. Work at the High-Tech Control Center includes collecting and analyzing security information to generate situational overviews around the clock for dissemination among the 24 participating nations. On the ground, plainclothed officers working for British police, known as spotters, will report back to their colleagues in the nerve center. Red Star Belgrade Ultras attending Serbia's opening fixtures will be of close interest to the authorities, having been linked to violence at club and national games and vocal in their support of Vladimir Putin. The international security operation is taking place with 2.7 million visitors expected over the 10 weeks of UEFA's competition, which begins with Scotland playing the host nation in Munich at 8 p.m. England's campaign kicks off against Serbia on Sunday at the 55,000 capacity arena Auf Schalke Stadium in Gelsenkirchen. The city will also host a fan park with capacity for up to 40,000 people to watch the day's games and enjoy music, games, food and beer. The game has been judged high risk by UEFA and the German authorities, with Gelsenkirchen's police chief expressing con.